Hey, what's up, good people? It's Rob here. So I'm going to do a quick video about Tucker Carlson and illegal immigration, DACA, and what's going to happen. Now, many of you are Trump people. You've got excited. You thought that Trump was going to keep his promises. He was going to do this for you. He was going to do that for you. And you are going to find out that you are going to be let down, and let down badly. Let me say this to you. I know some of you don't believe in Jesus Christ. You don't believe in the Almighty Father. That's fine. You believe in what you want to believe in. When you don't have food, water, you're sick, you can't feed your family, when you are flat on your ass, call Donald Trump, call Paul Ryan, call ESPN, NBC, call all these devils, all these liars. See what they can do for you. Let me see how it works out for you. So in this video, Tucker Carlson has the best 7 minutes that he's ever had in his entire career, ever. He actually told the truth. He spoke as a real man telling the truth for millions and millions of people. He deserves credit where credit is due. He truly does. I told you that the illegal immigration thing is not going to turn out the way we want, because only the Father can stop that flood. Trump can't do it. People can't do it. These are the same people who are trying to implement the flood. Paul Ryan is actually trying to harm you while pretending to be your friend. I've told you time and time again, they all serve the same master. Father God, the Creator, is putting you in a position that you will only have Him to help you. He's doing this to break you and to break this country. You can quit trusting in serpents and trust in Jesus Christ. And if you say you don't believe, fine, don't believe. I'm telling you, you're going to have your ass handed to you. If that means he's got to pull your pants down, grown men, and beat that ass, it's going to happen. Trust me, it's going to happen. Paul Ryan, secret meeting, and he's actually going against Trump. Of course, they're all the same because they don't have the power to stop the flood, because they're trying to implement it. The instructions come from where? Jerusalem, just as the Bible foretold. This being does not care about your health, your money, your jobs, or illegal aliens. He's part of the agenda to destroy you. He's helping to bring them here. I told you, we are going to become a lawless country, and every right that we have, our Constitution, is going to be torn up in front of us. That's what's going to happen. So let's go to the video of Tucker Carlson. It's the best that he's ever done. He can't do better. He actually stepped outside of the system and was actually a real man. Enjoy the video. God bless.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. Last night at a dinner with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, President Trump apparently hammered out the framework to a deal that would protect 800,000 illegal aliens now covered under DACA from being deported. They'll get to stay, and under current law, so will millions of their relatives. It would be a massive amnesty, maybe the biggest ever granted in American history. This is thrilling news for Democrats and for open borders advocates everywhere. In return for this concession, the president receives nothing. No reduction in overall immigration totals, no tightened restriction on foreign workers who take jobs from Americans, no E-Verify to prevent illegal immigrants from working under the table, no end to chain migration. The president isn't even getting a border wall, though he insisted he'll somehow get one later, possibly.
If Republicans aren't able to get something in 6 months, will you continue the DACA program on your own?
Well, we'll talk about that, but I think a deal will be made before 6 months.
So no relief for DACA recipients unless you get the wall? Is that what you're saying?
The wall, at some point, they're going to have to. They cannot obstruct the wall. The wall, to me, is vital. If I don't get the wall, then we will become the obstruction.
What has to come first, wall? And
we have to have an understanding that whether it's in the budget or some other vehicle, in a fairly short period of time, the wall will be funded. Otherwise, we're not doing anything.
Well, the president seems confident it'll all work out in the end, but there's no reason to be optimistic. The fate of DACA recipients is by far the best piece of leverage he has or ever will have. If he gives it away for free, none of his other immigration priorities, the priorities he ran on and won the presidency with, will even be considered. All those border security measures you keep hearing about, they're ridiculous. They mean nothing. They haven't worked, and in any case, they'll be rolled back instantly the next time a Democratic president wins. If this president doesn't get funding for a wall now, it will never be built. Period. In Israel and in Hungary, walls have proven remarkably effective at controlling who crosses borders. And that's why Democrats oppose one on our border. not because it won't work, but precisely because it will work. The Democratic Party has no interest in halting the flow of illegal immigrants, no matter how much it might hurt Americans who already live here. They've done the math. Democrats lost in 2016 because our middle class rejected them. That means they've got two options now. They can embrace the issues the middle class cares about, or they can import an entirely new electorate from the third world and change the demographics of the U.S. so completely they'll never lose again. They're going with the latter option. Yesterday, we told you about College Park, Maryland, where illegal immigrants now have the right to vote in local elections. But that's just the beginning of a much larger trend. We can say with total confidence that letting illegals vote everywhere in all elections will be a mainstream Democratic position within 5 years, if not much sooner. Anyone who opposes it will be called a racist. Bet money on it. The dividends of such a strategy are just too obvious. There are, by the way, ways to make a DACA compromise that might actually improve this country. Once given legal status, Dreamers will be eligible to legalize their family members through family reunification, meaning the amnesty will end up covering millions, not just a few 100,000. A real DACA compromise would explicitly ban this possibility and make it clear that legal status will only be offered to Dreamers and not any of their extended family. A real DACA compromise should also require that beneficiaries give up citizenship in all other countries. After all, the claim, you've heard it a lot, is that they deserve legalization because America is the only country they know. But don't count on any kind of deal like that from the current Republican leadership. As one of their colleagues told us just this morning, when Nancy Pelosi and Paul Ryan sit down to talk immigration, they aren't opponents negotiating, they are allies strategizing. In the mid-1990s, Congress came pretty close to passing legislation that would have included powerful barriers to illegal immigration and lower levels of legal immigration. Paul Ryan, then a staffer for Congressman Sam Brownback of Kansas, wrote a series of letters to other lawmakers that helped kill that bill. There's no reason to believe he's changed at all. Earlier this year, we had Speaker Ryan on this show, and he assured us the House would be working hard to fund the border wall. That was a lie, and not the only one the GOP leadership has told its voters. Nominally, Congress is controlled by Republicans, but on immigration, Democrats control the agenda. Why is that? Because Paul Ryan and many other corporate Republicans agree with them on every substantial point related to immigration. President Trump goes along with this because he wants a legislative victory badly, and his party is incapable of giving him one. This arrangement cannot last forever. A party this out of sync with its own voters will collapse and splinter. Republicans don't have to agree on every policy detail, obviously, but there ought to be some non-negotiable principles at the center of it all. Borders are real. Citizenship matters. America comes first. If you can't say any of that with a straight face and mean it and act on it, maybe you're in the wrong party. But you can't look into the camera and say that giving millions of new people, poor people, work permits is going to raise the wages of Americans already here. It's just not. And you know it's not. So, why are we spending all this moral energy on this?
Well, as I said, the president started the whole thing. We're just trying to now sit down and fix a problem, and that's what the Democrats are trying to be a part of the solution here. But independent analysts have said that if we create a robust, comprehensive immigration reform system that is compassionate, we will boost the GDP by 1.2% increase. We will now have 11 million people paying more taxes, paying into Social Security, paying into Medicare, supporting these programs that everybody benefits from.
Are we going to, really quick, last question,
economics.
Are we suspending supply and demand? The principle that if you have an overabundance of something, its value falls? Are we just going to kind of get rid of that, do you think? I mean, we'd need to in order for your plan to work, I think.
I don't even know if I understand your question, Tucker.
Okay, really quick. Why are you for the border wall? If you're for border security, why not build a wall?
We don't need one. Look, here's the problem that you guys keep wrapped around the axle on. Look, most people who are here overstay their visas. Okay? If you want to talk about drugs coming into the country, 90% of them come through ports of entry. We have enough technology today. Let's get a technological update here. And if we want to protect the border wall, we can do it with sensors and a variety of other things.
We don't new voters, and you know it.
This is not about that. You don't have to play the cynical card, Tucker.
I'm not playing cynical.
There's a way to
I've watched
solve
this for 20 years. It's exactly what it's about. It's about bringing in new people.
So let's solve the problem. I think everybody's tired of talking about this for 20 years. We have 11 million people. Let's figure out a way to get them into the country.
Let's make them Democratic voters. I get it. Yeah. No, I get it. I see where we're going.
Well, hey,
I'm sure you'll win this argument.
Trump, wait a minute. Trump got more voters than Romney and Latino voters. This is across party lines.
Okay.
If you look at the polling on DACA, it has broad bipartisan support.
You're right. We got to go, I'm being told. Thank you, Congressman, for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Tucker.